guys. Hi, my name is Kristina Krauss and I'm here with Children Are Important, and we are finishing today a series for leaders in children's ministry called Taking Care of the Garden of Your Children's Ministry. And we're looking at different things to keep sun in your garden, water your garden, and weed your garden. The sun is transmitting vision to your team. The water is encouraging your teachers, and weeding is managing the conflict. So today's the last video in this series special for leaders in children's ministry. So thanks for being with us today, and we're going to dive into lesson number 8. Okay, here we go. So for A, sun in your garden, transmitting the vision to your team, what we want to do is repeat. So what happens is when we're sharing the vision with our team, it's really easy to say, oh, I already shared it with them. It doesn't matter. I don't need to share it again. They already know the vision, because it feels a little bit funny to repeat. But actually, we need to just keep repeating the vision over and over and over again. Now, my favorite way to repeat the vision is to share testimonies. So what you want to do is be on the lookout for any testimony at any time. So what I want to do today is share with you a testimony from North Point Community Church with Pastor Anley Stanley. He had a situation in his church where there was a man who was teaching young boys, and he was their teacher every Sunday, and then he got called up to go serve his country. They're in the United States, so he was in the army and he got called up to go serve. So he was away for the whole year. And while he was away, he actually wrote letters to the boys who were in his Sunday school class. And he did all these things to communicate with the boys. He'd send them text messages. So he stayed in contact with the boys in his group. So then when he was coming back to his home country, finishing his time in service in the army, one of the moms of one of the boys wrote Pastor Andy and said, "You're not going to believe this, but my son is so excited that his Sunday school teacher is coming back from serving in the war, and he's stayed in contact with him this whole time." So Pastor obviously was very excited about this testimony, right? It's a great example of a young man being a great teacher to his boys and staying in contact even though he was far away. But instead of just saying, oh, congratulations, and thanking that young man, he decided to use this testimony to inspire people. So he waited till he said, okay, can I use your testimony? And both the young man who was in service and the mother and the boy all said, yes, you can share our testimony. And then he waited until it was the week that he's looking for children's ministry volunteers. And so then he said, share the testimony from the pulpit to the whole church that week. And then said, and everybody, of course, was like all excited. Wow, there's this gentleman who actually stayed in contact with his boys. This is a Sunday school teacher who got sent off to war or to serve in the army for his country, and he stayed in contact with the boys in his Sunday school class. This is a fabulous, fabulous testimony. So Pastor Andy shared this from the pulpit, right, on Sunday. And then they asked people, how many of you are willing to serve in children's ministry? And they got some volunteers. Then he said, guess who's here today? The soldier who went off, but who was also a Sunday school teacher and stayed in contact with his class. He's here today. So please stand up. So this guy stands up. The whole church starts applauding, and they're all excited. They're like, what? So then he says, okay, how many of you want to be teachers? Then he says to the whole crowd, guess what? If you feel that you can't serve in children's ministry, I invite you to come up afterwards and share your excuses to this soldier who continued to stay in contact with his boys in Sunday school while he was away serving in the army. Well, there's nobody who has any excuse that they can't. So that day they were hoping for something. It's a large church, okay, but they were hoping for something like 800 new volunteers, because it's a large church. They got like 1,500 new volunteers for children's ministry because the testimony was so good. So you want to share the vision and repeat it as often as you can, but one of the best ways to share your vision is a testimony. So when you get a very good testimony, you've got to use it, leverage it to share the vision. So save it and then share it from the pulpit in a way that just shows everybody else, wow, I want to be in children's ministry too. Okay, so that's point number 1 is Sun in your garden. You want to share the vision with your team, and we want to repeat. Don't forget to use testimonies. Okay, next we want to water our garden, which is encouraging our teachers. So today I want to share with you the idea of taking your teachers to a training event. Okay, so there's different ministries around the world that will provide training and host events and things where you can travel and go get children's ministry training. So this idea is a little bit more expensive, but it's a good idea. If you can find somebody who's doing a training event and go to it. Bring your teachers to it. It will encourage them, keep them watered. In fact, one event during the year sometimes keeps everyone inspired all year long. Obviously, you're going to come back and be a little tired, but the truth is, it's so encouraging to go to an event. So I want to encourage you, go when you can. So I want to share with you, we have 2 upcoming events available in English, and you can also use them to translate and to you into the language that you speak. So we have these new events online. So it's pretty exciting. You can actually attend online. You can attend with your cell phone, which is just totally crazy. Instead of having to buy an airplane ticket and travel or pay the travel to a special speaker to come. For example, people have paid my airplane ticket to go travel and do teacher training in different countries, but it costs a lot of money to buy my plane ticket to come give you a live training event. So here we can do live, but on internet, and it works. We've tried it, so it's very exciting. So I'm going to announce for you in July 15th, we have a training on Saturday, July 15th, for Destination Without Limits VBS. So anybody who has your VBS in July or August, so this would be countries across Africa, also Russia, and some also in Asia, China. It will have your VBS in July or August. So this is for you. You can join us online on July 15th. And also we have another training event for exciting Sunday school class using science and fun experiments in your class. And that's on October 14th, Saturday. October 14th, your time zone. So that also works for any country around the world. We'll be transmitting live in English for your time zone, so you can gather your teachers together and have training together and not have to travel anywhere. Woohoo! So the world's getting smaller. So that's what we're going to do to water our garden, is encourage our teachers by taking them to a training event. And weeding your garden, we're going to manage our conflict. So for today we have speak the truth in love. Jesus called out bad behavior in love, and we need to learn how. So if we see a teacher putting down a child or being too aggressive, we got to tell them in private right away. We don't want to speak up because we think Christians won't say anything. But that's wrong. Especially in the church, we need to speak the truth. And especially as a children's ministry leader, because it's your job. Okay, so I want to encourage you. If you see a teacher talking down to one of the students saying, "You're stupid. You did that wrong. You've got to go talk to that teacher and say, no, don't talk to the children that way. They may hear that at home, but here at church, they're only going to hear that God loves them, that they're doing a good job, that they are loved, they're cared for," and you hug them, you say positive things. So if you see negative things happening in your church and you are the children's ministry leader, it's your responsibility to talk to your teachers and make sure that all of your teachers are doing a good job. Okay, it's your responsibility. So that is week number 8, lesson number 8, how to put sun in your garden, transmitting vision to the team. We want to repeat. Don't forget to use testimonies. And for watering your garden, I want to encourage you to find a teacher's training event and take your teachers. And C, weeding your garden, managing the conflict. We want to speak the truth in love. And If you see a teacher doing something wrong, you've got to call them out on it. All right, so that is the final video. You can download these sheets and have them. And don't forget, you can also earn your diploma for having seen these 8 videos by doing the one simple homework assignment for each video, sending them in, and we will send you your digital diploma and put your picture on our website for having finished this class. All right, so thank you for joining us for this class on leadership in children's ministry, taking care of the garden of your children's ministry. May God bless you abundantly, and we will see you next time in a different course. See you later. God bless you. You can receive your diploma. Just one small homework assignment for each of 8 different videos, and you can graduate today.